All right before we get started on this video, just want to give you a little background on how it came to be, what I did. What I did here was the top loop of the figure 8 at the Uwharrie National Forest. If you look at my mouse, this right here at the bottom of the screen, you'll see 2427. I often, on my previous videos, have came to this trailhead at 2427, and you've got the Uwharrie Trail, you got the Wood Run Road, and then you got the Dutchman's Creek. There's also the Kiawe Trail right here, and then you got the Super Tree Trail. The only one I have not done down here is what's called Wood Run Trail. I need to do that one at a future. It's going to be a short hike, maybe about 1.5 miles is all it is. But at any rate, the Uwharrie and the Dutchman's Creek Trail, they make a figure 8. If you look at my mouse here, I'm doing the figure 8 right here, all the way around, and then it comes back down. Big figure 8. Now, what I did is if coming on the 2427, I entered in at River Road, and you'll see a service station right here. I don't know if it's a BP. It may be a BP or Exxon, but it's right here at the entrance. You'll see that gas station, and you can go up, and you really got to watch real careful. What you'll do is you'll see a sign like this. It says Yates Place Campground, Uwharrie Trail. Because you can miss this entrance. You can miss it. It's not that there's a sign going this way and a sign coming the other way. And it's right here where River Road. It's called Dusty Level Road. But it looks like this. All it is just a gravel road. That's all it is. And it's a nice little ride. But you can pass it just like I did. Mainly because I didn't see anybody parked in the parking lot out there. But that's where this place right here is. If you look at my mouse, Yates Place Camp. It's a big parking area. You can camp there. I did see a Winnebago on the other side of this parking lot. That was the only vehicle that I saw. Where I parked at here, there was nothing. There was there was nobody in it. And so, which was really unusual. I usually don't see that. But at any rate, I parked there. This on the map, that's where this is right here. If you look at my mouse, you got Dusty Level, and then you see Yates Place Camp. What I did is I walked Dusty Level to the entrance. It doesn't have a trailhead like at where 2427 is, where you got big maps and stuff like this. At Yates Camp, it does have maps that you can look at. But right here at this entrance, all it is the trail crosses over Dusty Level, and you can keep on going up at the Uwharrie Trail here. But what I did is I entered here and I came down. And right where this junction is, where the mouse is, I went right on Dutchman's Creek, and I went all the way around the top loop. And right here, where Dutchman's Creek Trail and the Uwharrie Creek, where Dutchman's Creek Trail and the Uwharrie Trail met, I took a break, and that's where you see this picture right here. I took a break right there, and then I went north on the Uwharrie Trail back up to where I started at the junction, and then I came right back out to Dusty Level, and then I walked right back up to the Yates Place Camp. And so that is what I did. Now, it's, if I remember correctly, it's 5.5 miles on the Dutchman's Creek Trail, and then 2.5 miles on the Uwharrie Trail on this other side here, on this loop. Now, I think it's longer. You'll hear me mention that on the video. Personally, I think it's longer than 2.5 miles, but that's what they say it is. Now, let me warn you about the Dutchman's Creek Trail. It is extremely rocky. Extremely rocky. About maybe half, a little more than halfway, you're going to run into a tremendous amount of rocks. And it's pretty hazardous. I do advise on getting trekking poles. You're going to need them. But it's really rocky, y'all. And so it's a strenuous hike for the most part. And then the Uwharrie Trail is not that bad. It's got a few little rocky areas, but it don't hold a candle to the Dutchman's Creek Trail on that top loop where all the rocks at. And that's going to be somewhere in this general area where I'm circling is where you're going to see a lot of those rocks. They're beautiful. It's a nice hike. And so I highly advise it. But all total miles that I did was 8 miles from what I scaled. And it was good. It wore me out. I was tired at the end. We've had a significant amount of water hit this area. And so the creeks are probably flowing pretty good. It's probably going to be muddy in a lot of the areas that I'm going into. But it's going to be an absolutely just gorgeous day. I think it's going to be around 60 degrees today, if not just a hair over 60. And so it looks like I may have the trail to myself for the most part. But again, this right here is Yates Place or Yates Camp. And on the introduction, you should have seen exactly where this place is at in reference to where I've been hiking at. It's really unique to see how each trail that I've been on shows a different perspective and beauty. Okay, we are at a junction. This right here is where the Dutchman's Creek Trail and the Uwharrie Trail junction at the top of this figure 8. If I wanted to go on the Dutchman's Creek Trail, those are yellow blazes, and you can see that right here. And then there's another one down through here on that tree. And so it just goes right on this way. And of course, if I wanted to go Yates Place Camp, I would continue on the way I came, which was that way. And the Uwharrie Trail is this way. So there's a whoop. The sun kind of got the camera there. The Uwharrie Trail is telling you north, you want to go that way, the way I came. That way. You want to go south, you want to go that way. And then there's the white blaze for the Uwharrie Trail. And so this tree right here, it's kind of cool. It's sitting right in the middle of this big junction. And so as you just kind of, you can disperse in different directions here. I am way up on a nice little hill. You can see the hill tree line way up there. It is gorgeous out here. It's starting to warm up. I can still hear the water. I don't know if the camera is getting that. But I'm in a big little pocket here full of all these boulders and stuff. Just gonna rest my legs a little bit. I've been actually on the trail for a little over 3 hours now. Haven't really traveled a whole lot of miles. I'm not really sure exactly how far I've been. Maybe gonna guesstimate maybe 3.5 miles, maybe. I may have gone a little further than that. I don't know, but I stopped a bunch messing with the GoPro. And But it really is nice out here. It's starting to warm up. This right here is on the smartphone. I'm sure there's a difference. I'm not really going to know exactly how good the GoPro did until I get home and put it on the computer. And so, unless the filming is really, really bad, I'll still edit it and put it into the video. My pack here, I got a zipper, little small zipper right in here. This part here holds like toilet tissue, Kleenexes and stuff like that, this front zipper. But this one here has like my car keys, wallet, my headlamp, chapstick, ibuprofen, stuff like that. And it had the head mount for the GoPro. And I also got the GoPro in this also. But when I unzipped it to get the GoPro head mount out, I didn't zip it back. And I probably hiked from the time I first started doing the videoing on the GoPro. I had left that zipper completely open. And when I took my pack off, I about had a freaking heart attack because my keys and everything aren't in there. I've got an extra set of keys that's hooked into an extra strap inside there, but my keys were still in there, and through all those limbs and stuff that was hitting me and hitting my pack, they could have easily got hooked and pulled right out of my pack, along with the headlamp. My wallet was cool though. My wallet, I tucked it way down in there. Ain't no money in it anyway. Alright, taking another little break. I've been moving pretty good for the past hour, so I'm probably halfway, if not a little more than halfway, on this trip. Still on the Dutchman's Creek. The Uwharrie side of this figure 8 is only about 2.5 miles, so it's not really that long. The Dutchman's Creek is really the biggest part of this. The reason I'm taking a break too is because I'm about to hit a bunch of rocks, and I've already been in a bunch of rocks, state of truth. The Dutchman's Creek side of this figure 8, the top loop, it is extremely rocky. It's a strenuous hike. I'm not going to beat around the bush, and so you want to make sure that you take periodic breaks on at least this part of it, or you're really going to start cramping up in your legs and start tiring out, or you could trip and have a real bad accident. If you can see all around here, there are rocks all over the place. I mean, they're everywhere. Let me stand up here, and it's gravel. It's gravel too. It's real gravelly. And so if you're walking downhill and you hit one of these rocks, you know, you step on a real gravel area, you're going to go sliding, and you're going to hurt something or break something. And so, but look at all these rocks. I mean, they're everywhere. And I'm headed down to it. Matter of fact, the area that I'm going down here, I remember it. I'm going to have to go backwards and scale down it. There's a small little cliff that you have to scale down. So you got to be real careful in this area. You don't want to go fooling around, or you will fall and you will break something. But I'm gonna take a break. I think I'm gonna eat a Cliff Bar and drink some water and just enjoy this here. Just how easy it would be. There's the trail there. How easy it would be to fall. All these rocks. These trekking poles are a must. Last time I was doing this, I didn't have trekking poles.
so you can see this rock. See how easy that is? At any rate, I didn't have trekking poles. Let's look behind me. Check it out. At any rate, I didn't have trekking poles. All I had was a walking stick that I had made. And, oh, I had a time coming down this, relying just on legs alone. And my IT band got aggravated. Oh yeah. Once it started hurting, it didn't stop. All these leaves are camouflaging these rocks. Rocky, rocky, rocky. Let's do this. Whew. That one almost got me. I hear more water. Boy, it's really impressive when you look at it from going up. You can see that arrow where they're telling them go up this way. I'm sure it would be quite confusing for somebody like, okay, where do I go up? Over here or over here? Oh yeah, you go falling, you're gonna be hurting when you stop. When these jagged edges stops you. Let's go over here. Really flowing good. Whoa. I don't watch it, I'll be rolling good. Oh, I gotta get a shot of this. Check that out. That is nice. What I decided to do now that I can have my hands free is I'm going to show you how I set up my Eno hammock. And so these straps here are 13.5 feet long and they hold 200 pounds apiece. And so what you do is you bring this end around with the loop and you put your strap through it like so, and you pull it taut. Just like so. Boom. As long as it'll go around whatever you want to go around, that's the main thing. Just gotta make sure it's nice and strong. Okay, now let's go on this tree right here. So I'm gonna pull it around, get the other one, and so same thing, go around. You're gonna see just why I love this thing so much. In through the loop, pull it taut, There we go. Okay. Now we need the hammock. The hammock is inside of this. It has a pocket that's built onto it, and its pocket is its carrying pouch. And so you bring it out like so. What I like to do is find how the pocket lays. Okay. And then you go, these little loops right here is where you put the hook in. You just find which one you want it in. And if it don't work, you can switch them. You can move it to another loop until you get the height that you want. And so, well, I'm gonna have to change this one too. And so what I usually like to do is I like to have my head above my feet. Unless, you know, I just, okay, see that? I hope GoPro's getting it. Let's drop the feet down a little bit. What? Yeah, I want the sun behind me. Just like that. Come on now. Just like so. And that should be about right. Move the head up a little bit. And so, and there it is. And so, in actuality, it should be like that. And so you can sit in it like a chair, or you can sit in it like a hammock. Oh yeah. Come on, Donnie. Here we go, just like that. And so these things are just a must. You saw just how quick it went up. And now I can sit here and take a good break, a good long break. I was gonna make me some tea up, but I don't really want to get all that out right now. I've already had had some water in a Cliff Bar. Now that one gray pouch right here for the straps, I just put it in its pouch, and you can put your phone in the pouch. Here's my phone telling me it's 1:40 now. I put that in there, and so I'm gonna get me some water and take a little break. I looked on my GoPro battery life. I only got 17% left, so I said, why not? Let's make some tea up. Let's burn this battery up. I get to show off my pot a little bit. And so this is the MSR reactor. And this is my no joke stove. And so, at any rate, there's the stove. It screws right on top of the fuel, which I'm getting low. And so it just screws right on there, like so. Just nice and snug. And the bottom of this pot fits like a puzzle over this. It just sits down right in that. I don't know if you can see it. This part here, this little edge here, fits right in the center there. So all that heat goes right in there, and it disperses in this evenly. And it doesn't waste any heat whatsoever. Any heat. And so, now, what about your water, Donnie? Well, what I do, since I did bring my 32 ounce Nalgene bottle, but I decided not to carry it. It's in the car full of water, so I'm going to use the water that's in the bladder. Hopefully I still have enough in here. What I usually do is I just squeeze this end here. See that? And this is if I don't want to carry the extra water. It works, you know. Now, if I don't have much water in the bag, there's not going to be much pressure in it, and it's going to be really hard to do what I'm doing here. But I'm just going to get enough just for a cup of tea. And so I think that about right there should do it. All right. And then I'll put this off to the side. This gets poured in here. And then what I do is I turn it on. You ought to hear it. Give it a little light. It's on. Let's see. Woo. I don't want to waste that heat because I don't know exactly how much it's getting low. And for those that has never seen this, hopefully the GoPro's gonna pick it up. Now I'm not gonna make this real hot because I don't want this titanium cup here that I got, dinosaur not included. It's a double wall titanium cup. I got the 450 double wall titanium, and it will keep a drink hot for a very long time. And I don't want my drink hot for a very long time right now. And so I'm just gonna get that water a little bit. It's steaming right now. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it. And then, whoop, come over here. I should have had this out already. Get my goodie bag. I've got Lipton tea. 2 bags. I like strong tea. I like strong sweet tea. So I got some sugar also. This goes over this. Like so. Give it a few dunks. Like that. And what I'm going to do is let this sit for a little bit. Maybe for a good 5 minutes or so. And let it seep while I get my stove put up. I'm going to let it cool off a little bit, of course. Just like that. I'll let this seep a little while. And what I do to keep the buggies out is I put a Ziploc bag over it. Like that. See? Simple, simple, simple. And so once the tea gets seeped, I'll put that in my little trash bag, and I'll put the tea bags in the trash bag and add my sugar to it, make it sweet, and then I'll sit in a hammock and enjoy some nice warm tea. Well guys, I believe it's time to get back. It is now 2:37, And so if I put 2 hours into this hike back, you're looking at 4:30, close to 5. Because it's almost 2:40 right now. I'm gonna get my pack on, and it was nice having a nice little break. Saw some big ants. One was crawling on me. I mean, that thing looked like it could take a chunk out of you. And so, but the bugs are out. It feels great outside. It's a little bit, I wish it was a little cooler. I usually like it pretty chilly when I'm hiking just because of the heat that I generate, but it hasn't been too bad. It hasn't been too bad. I've got my Columbia thermals on, and I'm not wearing any pants thermals, just pants itself. And so, but I'll get my hiking poles ready. And so I believe I've got everything. Give a onesie. As you can see, no trace left behind. That's the way you want to leave it. Of course, this is a already established camp. Somebody's left somebody some wood for when they go camping. So that's nice. But other than that, if somebody reuses this same campsite, then, you know, they're not disturbing anything else. And so that's what I usually try to do. If I find a campsite that's already set up, I'll just pitch my tent near it and use the same fire ring. And that way I'm not having any more impact on the land than I have to. But let's go ahead, and the direction I was wanting to go is this way. Make sure the sign's correct. Uwharrie Trail North, that's where I'm going. Okay, I'm back at the junction where I started off at. Dutchman's Creek is that way. That's where I went into the creek and all them rocks and stuff, which the Uwharrie Trail, I came from that direction just now. It has its share of rocky places, but it don't hold a candle to Dutchman's Creek. Yates Place Camp, as you can see, is going right back. Here's where that tree was. And so, but they say that the Uwharrie Trail, where Dutchman's Creek meets it, where I had my little break at with the hammock, they said from there to here is 2.5 miles. I really find that hard to believe. I really do. I think the measurements on that is definitely off. It's just when you've been walking trails for so long. I mean, you can tell what's a mile, what's 2 miles. I mean, I can usually time myself with it, and it just seems like that is definitely a little bit longer. 3 miles, I'd say at least 3 miles, if not a little bit more. And so, but it is towards the end of the trail, so maybe just me being a little fatigued seems to make it last a little longer than what it should be. I don't know. But let's head back over to the parking lot. Well, car ought to be within eye distance here soon. Back on dusty level. As usual, it usually gets darker in the woods before anywhere else. As you can see, that sky is still nice and blue and shiny. Yates Place Camp. There it is. And still an empty parking lot. All right, guys. Merry Christmas. God bless.